This is Stock Talk, a discussion of stocks in the news with the analysts of Zacks.com. Well, Starbucks is getting into the juice business. The company recently announced its acquisition of the Evolution Fresh Juice Company for $30 million. It seems this is Starbucks' way of trying to compete in the health and wellness space. And here to look at the bigger picture on this are stock strategists Tracy Reinick and Bill Wilton. So Tracy, the way I understand it from what I'm reading is that initially Starbucks will take this juice product into its stores.
Yes.
And then somewhere down the road it will start opening up these healthier stores, juice stores.
Yes.
This could really put them in direct competition with people like Jamba Juice and other juice bars out there.
Yep. Yeah, this is an interesting move for them. It's going to be initially good because they already sell juice at their stores. I mean, everybody goes there for the coffee, but you can get the little prepackaged juices there, so they'll just swap out those people with their own brand.
Right.
So that'll be good. And then they also have the chain, where they can send it through all their other supermarket channels.
Yeah,
and
they
things
do
like
have
that.
global distribution, as
Yes.
a matter of fact, to leverage out.
Yes.
That way, so they got that going for them.
Yes. But the interesting part will be this whole we're going to start new retail stores. And apparently they're going to have a concept maybe in place by as soon as next year, 2012. But this is a big undertaking to suddenly have not your brand, but a whole new brand in a kind of a whole new area, launching at the same time that they're doing quite a bit of other things. They're really ratcheting up their international expansion now. They recently announced that they're going to triple their number of China stores, which the Chinese expansion by itself would be a huge undertaking. There's been rumblings that they're going to enter the Indian market, maybe in some kind of joint venture with Tata Coffee. That could be any day now. They're going to announce that, which is, again, unto itself a huge undertaking. And then they have the K-Cup thing that's launching and taking off. These are all great things, but you're asking a lot for a company to handle and control all those things. On top of it, commodity costs have been soaring. Coffee prices are up. They just announced they're going to raise prices on some of their existing products.
Right, now they've got another commodity to deal with in the raw form, in the form of these oranges.
Well, yeah, any of the
and freezes and weather issues to deal with.
Right. So, it's going to be interesting to see how they handle all of this kind of expansion and keep it under control.
Well, on the financial side, the company says they expect Fresh Evolution to operate at a modest loss in fiscal 2012 and break even in fiscal 2013.
Right.
And that's not a big horizon for a break even.
No, that would be
that would be a good thing,
yes.
I would think. They're expecting it to break even rather quickly.
Yeah. I mean, I do think there's a lot of upside to this acquisition and going into this juice area. But it's going to be how they can control it with all these other things going on. Are they going to have too many balls being juggled in the air
at the same time?
Yeah.
And if it were just, some new company coming out with that kind of an aggressive timeline, it'd be one thing. But, with a company like Starbucks that's so well versed in opening up locations and expanding, that is a fairly reasonable expectation, I think.
Well, Bill, the Starbucks financial targets for fiscal 2012 apparently not going to be affected by this deal. At least that's the word right now. I was taking a look at a one-year chart, and looked like the stock price was beginning to climb here lately. Is that what you're seeing?
Yeah, I've got the one-year chart coming up in a little bit, but one of the things, we talked about those commodity prices. Coffee's always had the benefit of being one of the more inelastic, products as far as demand goes, meaning that no matter what situation people are in, they're still going to need their coffee. On the premium level, you can see on the chart here, the premium coffees are a bit more elastic, meaning that people will go ahead and opt for a cheaper brand. But you can see that this has really told the story of the recession here. It tapered off down into the low teens, even the single digits at one point before, growing about 4 or 5-fold since then.
Right.
But as far as that one-year chart goes, we're seeing shares hit the all-time highs for this, but it does look like we're losing steam here. The MACD is showing a sell signal because, right now it's priced for perfection. A lot of people doubted how much people would be willing to pay for a cup of coffee when Starbucks was first starting. Maybe it'll be analogous to their stock because if you told someone, 20 years ago that they'd be paying $4 for a cup of coffee, they would have called you crazy.
I still laugh in their face.
So
trading around what, the $43 range, near the high end of its 52-week trading range.
Yeah, it just hit the new all-time high a couple weeks ago when they reported their last quarterly results. Since then, things have cooled off. The market's been a little more timid, so that's one reason for it. But it's also could be a sell on the news type of a scenario here.
Yeah, and no red flags that you see on the chart, right?
It does look like they are losing momentum, and because they are already highly priced, if people are looking to sell anything, it's going to be the one that they have a huge profit in, and that is already kind of inflated, that they're having doubts about. So if there is any worries, people could go ahead and start selling this one. The last few days have shown that as well.
Okay, all right. I knew you'd get that MACD business at some point. Yeah. So Tracy, I read somebody saying that Starbucks is not really they're so great in the coffee business. They're better and they're greater in the culture business, right. Getting into the modern day culture of people. I don't know, how much culture is there in juice?
I don't know. We're going to find out. But this is what they're great at. I mean, they have that whole music division,
yeah.
And then they have the coffee. They're getting people to just come in and sit in there on their laptops. If they can translate that into the juice area, it could be quite lucrative for them.
Okay. Will juice be as popular as coffee for Starbucks? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. With Tracy and Bill, I'm Terry Ruffalo.